And then microphone number 3, MJ.
Good morning. I'm MJ Burkett from Steubenville Education Association, where you just mentioned Steubenville.
That was a coincidence. I'm not that good.
I think you might.
But you're not really from Steubenville, are you? You just said that to make me look good.
I am from Steubenville. It's from Steubenville Big Red.
All right.
I teach 7th grade math there, and this is my 8th grade year. But our 8th year. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. It's my first time on the mic. But I think you touched on this a little bit earlier, but I thought maybe you can expand a little bit more. With everything that's going on in Ohio right now, like Senate Bill 5, the expansion of vouchers and charter schools, and even the privatizing of so many public institutions and organizations, do you think this is part of some kind of like master plan to just decimate the middle class? I just wanted to hear some more of your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think that, it's all very much more. I don't believe in conspiracies. I don't believe in insidious plots against anything, but I do believe that they're on an ideological mission. And you remember the conversation that Scott Walker, conversation with Wisconsin, when he was talking about calling John Kasich. And I mean, this stuff's not coincidence. I mean, you read the Wall Street Journal editorial page, which I do every day, and I don't like it very often, but I read it every day. And you see, you read Karl Rove's op-eds, and you read what these people are saying and writing. And there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money in privatization. There's a lot of money in privatization of Social Security. That's the granddaddy, of course. So for Wall Street, there's a lot of money in privatization of the Turnpike. There's a lot of money in privatization of the state parks. There's a lot of money in privatization of public schools. And they want to get their hands on it. I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think it's just greed. But whatever it is. So I think that's the question earlier about 2012. I think that's part of the fight in 2012. Is do we want to basically hand over? Conservative politicians always talk about we can't saddle our children or grandchildren with these deficits. Well, you can't saddle our children and grandchildren with fire sale and public assets either. And when we sell off, if they sell off for ideological reasons, for greed, and for balancing the budget, they sell off all these public entities. It might make them look good for a few months, but long term, we're saddling our children with that. And you know what happens when you sell off public assets. They bust the union if there is one. They cut benefits when they're not always that much anyway. They cut wages and benefits. And the services get worse, and they raise fees. They raise fees on the Turnpike, on the state parks, or whatever, on Medicare, and the services is good. I mean, it's clear that the biggest one they're after right now, in this national level, is Medicare. They privatize Medicare. Republicans have never liked Medicare. They always say they do, because everybody's got a mother or a grandmother or somebody, but they really don't. They voted against it in huge numbers on the key vote, not in final passage, the key vote in 1965. Same people that opposed the health care bill are against, this time were against Medicare. The John Birch Society was sort of morphed into the Tea Party, and all that happened historically there. But in 1965, they opposed its creation. The first time the Republicans had a majority in Congress in 1995, Newt Gingrich tried to privatize it. The first time they had a majority in the Congress and a Republican president, George Bush in 2005, tried to privatize Social Security. And now, because they believe they're in the political ascendancy, they are trying to privatize Medicare. And the privatization of Medicare is going to mean worse service, more seniors out-of-pocket costs, but a whole lot more money for the insurance industry. So we know their game, we know how they're going to do it, and that's part of what you do in the communities, and you help us educate. Again, don't underestimate your influence. People know, I know I said it like 5 times, but people know you know more about this kind of stuff than almost anybody else in town, and they're going to listen to you. Family members, friends, students, parents of students, people in the community, people in your church, people in your social clubs. And, talk about this whole effort, because people get this. When you privatize Medicare, it's good for the insurance industry, but bad for seniors. When you privatize Social Security, it's good for for Wall Street and bad for seniors. When you privatize public education, it's good for the people that own the privatized schools. but it's not good for students. I mean, people absolutely get that there is a reason we have public institutions in this country. And I'll debate that anywhere with anybody, how important public institutions are in the building of America and the building of the middle class. Our history absolutely proves it.